Right, let's rock and roll. Hey,
Hello,
very
hello.
smart. Ooh, look at you, fancy. Hey, welcome.
look at
Katie.
my
Wow, I am
my
telling
goodness.
you. Unbelievable.
You clean up
Look at
everything,
everybody.
Marcel.
I had to change my wardrobe a bit because I've been looking the same for the last year.
Well, you know what? I have too. I have the same shirt and hat on, so maybe I can lose the sunglasses. I don't know. I'll come up with something different on the next episode. I should have had a red, white, and blue shirt on. I should
You
have.
should have.
Oh my gosh, that's just not. That's not cool.
It's fine. It's not quite yet there. You got one more day, so you can still rifle through that award of yours and bring on the red, white, and blue. Welcome, everybody. It is the black, red, and green show. I have a little bit of white in between, but also, yes, we're going to be chatting all things Independence Day, independence itself, freedom. Some of the movies.
It's so good to see everybody.
Yeah.
I know almost everybody here. It's so good.
Yeah, look at everybody. Oh, we got one.
Yeah, our community. We love you. Yeah.
We do indeed. Well, welcome to it.
We do. Look, I don't know. I'm a little bit. My eyes are going crazy because of this background. Oh my God! Look at all the stuff that you put on all this thing. I mean, I'm trying to take it all in. Oh, and look at you, Marcel. Oh, darling! Wow. Dressed up for the occasion.
Yeah, I don't know how he's going to eat that lobster. It's going to get a bit messy, but it's all good. Speaking about messy, this is the Hodlnots Happy Hour Hangout. It does get a little wild, a little crazy at times. A little bit on the lighter side of things as we delve into some important topics that we're currently facing around the world and here in the crypto industry, and we try and share a lot of that with you all. And I'm trying to figure out, just looking at everybody in the room here, I see one or two Americans in the house.
I see a few.
All right, it's pretty to kind of add little flags at the end of the names, but if you are from the United States of America, or you currently reside there, we'll consider you honorary Americans as well. Please pop it in the Q&A section and be like, tell us where in the States you're from. I'd be lovely to hear where you all are. We've obviously got a lot of South Africans in the house. Hello, Yellow. We've got, who else we got? We've got Canadians. We've got the Germans. We've got, where's our Frenchie? Not yet today. We've got a couple of them all over too. Some Australians. Yes. Thanks, Wendy. You might have to just change who.
I see that. I see nobody got that but you guys. I'm like, come on.
It's all.
That's me.
There we go. All right, lovely.
South Carolina. Yeah.
Cool. Anybody else? Come on. I'm sure there are one or two others. You don't have to be shy. We're not going to track you down. I know Red's in the house. So welcome to it. It's a very busy background, as Wendy has noticed. There is a lot of... I see there's a Republican in here. Where are the Democrats? Anybody? I don't see... wait, there is. I see we have two Republican things, Vix. I see we're not evening the house here. But it's all good.
It's all good. It's all good.
Aha, there we go. Indiana. Lovely stuff. Thank you very much, Red. Great to have you back and have you here. Anybody else? Because, yes, for those who are from the United States of America, sorry, Jeffrey, we do have a little surprise in store for all of you specifically. It's great to have the rest of you here as well. But the background, can you guys see all the cool American things, North American or United States American things? I'm having a look around here. What's that? I see we have a map. Don't quite see the American passport. It is there, right, Vix?
It is. It's just a little hidden. Right in front of you, Wendy.
It's right in front of me. It's right in front of me.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep.
You can barely see it. There you go. It's there.
Everybody knows about it. I see Kathy's got her hand up. I presume, Kathy, you're from the States, unless you have something you'd like to say. No, why not? This is allow you to talk quickly. You can unmute yourself and jump in if you like. Hello.
Yeah, Arizona. I was going to say my chat is disabled.
Yeah, you mind? I was going to say I'm the only one posting. This isn't cool. Chat's disabled.
The chat is enabled absolutely like it always is. It's a Q&A section if you don't mind, but thanks.
Oh, Q&A section. Gotcha. I'm lost too.
Well, great to have you here, Kathy, representing the state of Arizona. Lovely. Good. Jump in anytime you guys and girls like. It's great to have you all here with us. And on this episode today, where are we? Episode 31? I lose track. There's so many. Yeah, episode 30. It is indeed true. It's been going a while. We are going to be chatting all things independence, freedom, and specifically around why are we in this industry and how does it empower us and the great benefits thereof, along with a couple of other things as well. Some of the usual stuff. We're going to be chatting all about the den percentages in terms of the scalps and everything else that's been going on the last little while, plus a little extra update on the target chase that we had. Great stuff. And Wendy is going to be touching on the HODLFIRE. Yep. I think. Yep. Indeed. And then I think we'll kick off with Marcel, then we'll do Wendy, and then Vicky's going to be chatting all things decentralized finance. What does it mean? What does it mean for you and I? How does it affect us? And how are we all involved in some small parts here at bitcointaf.com? So we're going to be looking at that. And then if there's time, we're talking about Americans and American institutions. And as the market evolves, and things shift around, we're always doing some research and looking at the best options for not only our community and Hodlnots, but the course as well. Nice little segue, we'll be touching on the course too. But we've been having a quick look at Coinbase, especially for those around the world who are limited with the number of exchanges that they might have administrative or legal access to. So we'll be having a quick look at Coinbase around that. If we don't get around to it, we'll pop it in the following episode. But there's a lot to get through, a lot to crack on with. Let's jump into it. Badger, you first, sir.
It's done. Let's get to it. Okay. So the Zoom has changed a little bit. So let me just. Okay. So you should see my screens.
Not yet.
So in terms,
we don't see it yet.
Yeah, there we go.
Seriously?
Now we do. Now we do.
So it might be some
a little slow. Yeah.
No worries. So in terms of the den percentages for the week ending the 23rd of June, here's some of the scalps that was achieved in the den by some of our members. So if you look through the coins, this whole variety, AMP, CVX, ran once or twice, Ergo, ELF, and some nice scalps that we got through. Even it was basically just when the market slightly was starting to go sideways and down, but like always, we tend to still take some profit in those times. So had some good trades. And then the week after this, the market, for those of you that aren't scalpers, the market was totally horrible. And totally, that's a new word. So we also had a target chase, and we obviously schedule our target chases way in advance. And it just so happened that our target chase was smack bang in the middle of a very sideways, slightly down market. So it's good to basically to show you some of the target chase results are in this, and I'll touch on some of the stats of the target chase now. But we actually did fairly well, I think, in given the situation and given the state of the markets. Everyone on long term just watched their portfolio go down, and we basically just took some profit. So again, some nice scalps here. Remember, these trades are mostly like 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 1-minute candles. So you're looking at a very short amount of time that you're actually in a coin, that you're buying it and you're selling it higher. So these percentages is literally achieved in minutes. So that is quite cool to see that if we as a community come together, like with the target chase that we had. So for those of you that don't know, a target chase is something we do like every 2 months or so, where we do like a 24-hour target chase, and then basically we all are looking for coins. We're looking for coins that's running. We are assessing coins, and when a coin is running, we all jump into it and we profit. So even in the sideways market, we did fairly well. In terms of some of the stats of the target chase, there were hundreds of trades that were made over the period of the target chase. I think when we averaged it out, we had about a 1.5% average trade percentage, which I think is pretty decent if you consider that it's normally like a 1 minute, 2 minute type of deal where you get in, you jump in, you get out immediately. So that was more or less the average trade. And then obviously you do multiple trades. You just basically chop off little bits of every run, and every little bit adds together at the end. And it's not always little bits. Like you'll see, the majority of these were attained in the target chase. There was a 6%, 10%, 9%, another 9%, 9.8. So these aren't trades that's been added together. This is like single trades in and amongst all the smaller ones. So all in all, I think it was a great week. We were hesitant for the target chase given the market, but it actually it worked out great to have everyone on board, finding coins, looking for coins, and it worked out great.
Awesome.
So that's it from my side, John.
Yeah, no, listen, I mean, I've just seen now Bitcoin just touched on 59,800 again. And I do feel for a lot of people who are in, day trades or medium-term trades or long-term trades, and it's this agonizing wait for the market to turn. But, here at Hodlnots, and actually, just scalping in general, even if you have a bad day, with scalping, you might only get 5%, but whoa, what's 5% when, you're 20% down in your portfolio? This is not to slag off on, the other products within the company, but it's just, there are options, and there are a lot of Hodlnots here on the call. There's some really great options. And, while you're waiting for, to get back to entry or perhaps to be in profit, you could be chipping away, doing 1% here, 2%, 5%, or then a coin runs really nicely, like Rad did the other day, or Acro got some of that. And eventually, before you know it, you've done 8% or 10% in the day. And then over a week, you've done 50% maybe, kind of thing. And it is, again, this is not us trying to push the course on everybody, but there are options.
Yeah.
And it's great to see. I mean, people pulled finger, and it was just amazing to see the community. And again, well done, guys. Team Blue taking that win.
I didn't want to mention that, but
I can feel a double and nothing coming.
Is that how it is? I think we might.
How many chances do you think they'll need, John?
Oh, that's smacked.
I think we'll pick the date next.
Okay. All right. Okay. Sure. All right. Whatever you need. Anyway, moving on swiftly. I've got a question.
Good.
And there's an observation. So I'm not going to read Jeffrey's full comment out. I don't want there to be a war breaking out. But I believe Canada celebrated their Independence Day. What is that day called? I mean, there must be obviously a name. Well, Canada celebrated it 3 days. 2 days.
Canada Freedom Day.
Is it
the Maple Leaf Day?
Okay. It could be. I don't want to get into trouble again. Dominion Day.
Dominion Day.
Okay.
They dominate.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at the thread. I'm sure Jeffrey's having a chuckle. We'd love to hear from all of you. We know that there are people representing different countries here. How do you all, and especially obviously coming up with the 4th of July happening tomorrow, How do you all celebrate your freedom days for your own countries, let alone celebrating freedom? We want to know, because here in South Africa, we've got our Heritage Day, which is on September 24th. We also call it National Braai. Braai is a barbecue type thing, open cooking fire.
Friday.
Yeah, so it's National Heritage Day. We have our yeah, absolutely. But we braai, because that's very South African. And I'm sure a lot of the South Africans are like, oh yeah, can we braai in winter? Of course you can.
Barbecue.
Yes, barbecue. All right. So if you guys celebrate, we'd also love to know, for those of you in the United States of America, how will you be celebrating your Independence Day or the 4th of July? The one thing that always comes to mind is that phenomenal cult classic with Will Smith, that it was Independence Day. I always think about the aliens, and it's such one of those really feel good, yeah, a little OTT, but it's still such a great movie for me that always reminds me of freedom, as well as a Braveheart. Again, fighting for freedom and fighting for independence. I think it is good. I think Kathy is saying barbecue. Good stuff. Lovely. Keep it in. Keep bringing them in.
Yeah. I'm gonna be American tomorrow.
I don't think you need an excuse, Marcel. I think any day is Independence Day or Freedom Day, even in winter.
Every day is a barbecue day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Nothing like a good Barbie. So anyway, moving on swiftly, all things American. Wendy, what are you going to be doing for the 4th of July tomorrow?
I'm not in America, so I'm in Australia. We're not celebrating it over here, but I think I could have some freedom from, I don't know, maybe work. And maybe I'll sneak out. Who knows?
Yeah.
No, it's another day here in paradise in Australia. It's a beautiful day, and I'm just gonna check with all my family back home, and they're all barbecuing, and a lot of them do the Guadalupe this time. So the Guadalupe River is near San Antonio, and they all float the river. So it's quite a large time. It's a family time.
Okay. All right. Sounds like a lot of fun. But still, I mean, you're still an American. You can still celebrate. So whatever excuse.
Yeah, I agree. I'll tell Marius I'm taking off tomorrow. I got my freedom.
So they're arranging your own parade there where you are.
No parade here. Nothing, not tomorrow. Okay. But I'll shoot a firework off for them.
Ooh, is that legal there? Can you do that?
No, but I can do it anyway.
Okay, just checking. We won't tell anyone. All right. Speaking about fireworks and fire, Wendy, nice little segue. Thanks for that. Let's get into the HODLFIRE and talk about freedom, because
I'd love to.
Thank you, because
I'm really upset right at the moment, because I'm looking around and I see that both Marcel and I did not get the green turtleneck shirt day involved here. So I'm seeing that for some reason we got green turtlenecks here like turtles. But anyway, let's move on.
It's 12 degrees here in Cape Town, South Africa. It's a little cold. I thought I'd warm up. Even Marcel has put on some more clothes or other clothes. But while scalping is, you're in front of the screen for a few minutes at a time, or for an entire day if you wish, the HODLFIRE is a really great option for that. Slightly more independence. And Wendy, you're going to tell us why.
Absolutely. So I've put a presentation together because why every single trader in the entire world needs the HODLFIRE, and I don't mean that lightly. It is that good of an indicator. So we really want to push this indicator off. Why? Not because we have it overpriced and hundreds of dollars every month, but because we've made it as absolutely cheap as possible. And if you have not tried it yet, please try it for free. It is that good that we know that you will absolutely love it. And we keep the price down, way down, way down, so that you could make it back pretty much on your first trade. So we want to show you why it will give you so much freedom. So join me as I teach you a little bit about the HODLFIRE indicator and what's so great about it. The bot signal that we have on it now, America should be really excited about this, but we have now Binance signals, we have Mexi signals, we have Bitmart signals, and we now have added Coinbase signals for America on the indicator Telegram bot channel. that displays the pivot tags and the bot tip signal. So we have 4 servers that are running on this thing, and we have not increased the price, and we don't intend to. So why is the HODLFIRE freedom? Why have it? What kind of freedom does it bring you? Well, for those of you who don't know, cryptocurrency is financial freedom from the government and the banking systems. It's a decentralized way to pay for different things. And this is what we're really wanting, is to spread your risk. So in case something happens to the dollar of whatever country that you're in, or the currency, you'll be able to have cryptocurrency on a decentralized platform. So the HODLFIRE actually allows you to profit on any time frame to suit your lifestyle. That gives you the freedom to choose. And that's what we really like, is if you are a scalper or a full-time trader and you're trading every single day, and you could be doing it on the 15-minute if you really know what you're doing. Now, we strongly discourage that unless you've had the Hodlnots course, or you really know how to scalp trade on fast time frames, because there are a lot of other indicators that can help you make a better trade if you're going to trade on a daily chart on 15 minutes, so that you can take daily profits. The 2-hour and the 4-hour work, and that's what it is intended for, was so that you can get profits on cryptocurrency while you have the freedom to work. You have the freedom to do life. You have the freedom to do whatever you want to do while you're making money in crypto. Scalpers like the 15-minute for daily profit. Also, the 1 hour will give you daily profit. The daily profits also come in every day to every 2 to 3 days on the 2-hour. And then if you want profits once a week, we recommend, and for brand new traders, the 4-hour. It's freedom for USA and Canada, and this is one of the reasons why we strongly want everybody on the HODLFIRE, is because you don't have to be on an exchange platform to use the HODLFIRE and to make money in crypto. You can get on an app on your phone really easily, any app like CoinSpot for Australia. That's not an actual exchange, but it's where you can buy a crypto coin and you can sell a coin without being on an exchange. So this allows you to be able to do the HODLFIRE strictly from your phone, which means most people have their phone and they can carry it with them everywhere, giving you a great deal of freedom from the desk, from the desktop, and a way that you can actually have life and do things while you're doing crypto on the higher time frames. So freedom to trade on your phone while you're doing your other jobs and running a business or doing life is a great thing about the HODLFIRE, and why most people love the HODLFIRE, because it gives them quicker trades than long-term trading. So we've said this to everybody who's celebrating Independence Day. Liberty is the right to choose. Freedom is the result of the right choice. And we know that the right choice is the HODLFIRE for every trader. So here's the screen really quick to show you what you're looking for when you use the HODLFIRE. It carries, and I'm going to say this, and it's going to be recorded, so I want you to hear this. It is the highest win rate of any indicator on TradingView. Now, everybody that knows TradingView, it has lots and lots of indicators on there. Okay, you need to know it has the highest win rate of any indicator. Until somebody proves me wrong on that, and shows me that they have a higher win rate, we keep that title. So I'm keeping that title until somebody proves me wrong on that. It carries a win rate of 90 to 100%. It's almost unheard of for any indicator out there. So one of the coins that I like to use and that I highly recommend is FET. FET is a very good steady eddy mid-cap coin that runs a consistent top pivot of well over 10%. The HODLFIRE is designed so that if you use $1,000 on a trade and you work pivot to pivot, you work the buy tags, you work one of the strategies that we include in a video when you purchase the product, you can see here that FET on a 4-hour time frame gave a 19% pivot in a short period of time. And this is all in a death cross, in a downtrend. This is the 200 right here. This is the trend line. So in a downtrend, you've got 58% here, coming back in another couple of days, making 38%. And it makes tons more. Well, that's a Texas thing is tons. I mean, it's heaps for Australians more once you cross over this 200. So we show you the correct way to use the HODLFIRE. Here is an example, and this is what a lot of people don't even know about the HODLFIRE is such a powerful indicator. It works on all forms of commodities. I mean, it is that powerful. It works on Forex. If you're a Forex trader, if you're trading stock trading, S&P, gold, crypto, bonds, if you want to know where the top pivots are that come in on any of these charts on TradingView, it works on those charts. And we can show you in a demo about how to get to those different charts. But I just pulled up one the other day, and this is one that we've been talking about on long term and within our inner circle as well, for certain different reasons. But Tesla was a good one, and I called it on my Twitter account well before when it was way down in this range that it was going up. So you can see here the bottom pivot came in, the buy tag came in, and from the buy tag, it is still going up. It's done 26% within this week, within 8-day period. So for those of you who have Tesla, you know who you are. Okay, if you're trading, this just goes to show you, and it's proven that this one, Tesla is rocking 100% win rate on the last 12 pivots. It hasn't lost. Okay, not to say that anything is 100%, but it does stand a risk, and this is what you will learn on the Hodlnots course, as of where the highest risk of loss would be, and to try and steer clear of that. But without that, this indicator, you will get most of the trades, and it does come with a really high win rate. So we want to share that with people who have the HODLFIRE to give it a go and try it on your other stocks, Forex, whatever else you might be trading. But the HODLFIRE gives freedom. And how do I start? How do I start with this wonderful freedom of the HODLFIRE? What you need to do is open an account at bitcointap.com. It's solely given on within the product of bitcointap.com. You can't get it anywhere else. You have to open up an account with TradingView. You have to get the smallest account that you because the alerts work, and that you have to have the paid version. Unfortunately, it used to be okay to use the free, but you have to get the other if you want to use the alerts, which is important. Open up an account with an exchange or any crypto platform where you need to buy and sell coins. Then you go to your bitcointap.com account and you find the HODLFIRE product. Okay, it's green. It's on fire. You can't miss it. Use the HODLFIRE price drop down and look for the $31 complimentary free use for 7 days. And this is what we want you to use it. We don't take a payment method. You don't need it. All you have to do is make sure and apply the coupon code HODLFIRE7 at checkout. Everybody gets to use it one time for free. Why? Because we want you, if you can't make money on it the first time in the first week, you won't want it anyway. So why not try it for free and make sure that you can see how much money you could make in a week's time, and then your free trial is over. And then what we want you to do is go purchase the $30 a month option. Guys, that's $1 a day to make money in crypto. It's incredibly cheap. We just want to cover the server costs and a little bit of the administrative to give this. So you will need to give us your TradingView username in order to get access. Why? Because it's a private only script. Most of the really, really good indicators that the coders have coded will be private only, and you do have to pay for them. Ours is probably one of the cheapest out there as well. But here is where in your TradingView that you find your TradingView name. This is what we need to get from you. And that's as easy as it is. That's the only thing that we need to give you access. When you go into your TradingView account, you go into your indicators and you will have this invite only script. They're locked scripts. All the scripts that are locked are invite only. And then you click on the HODLFIRE version 2. When you click on that name, it populates it right here on your TradingView screen, and it's all good to go from there. Okay, so it's really very simple indicator, but at the same time, it's extremely complex. It has 26 pages of coding behind it that you cannot see. And it took 19 months to code this thing. It is extremely powerful, so don't let the super low price get you back. A lot of people told me whenever I did this that unless you sell it for $100 a month, you're not going to sell it because people are not going to see how powerful it is and how good it is, or you wouldn't sell it so cheap. But yeah, most people who know our community know that we need everybody in abundance. So we think differently. We know that people will use it in our community and they will appreciate the price being so low. So when you go into any alert that you might have to set your alerts, this has built-in alerts to it. It will alert you for the buy tag, the sell tag, a neon bar, which is a strong candle, the top alert, the top pivot, and the bottom pivot. Okay, so you can set alerts on all of those, and you can get those alerts on your phone. The very first time that you have the HODLFIRE, you want to go in and set up your notifications. How do you want to get those alerts? So you get to choose if you want to SMS to your phone, if you want to pop up on your trading view screen. However, you set this up the first time, and then it's good to go for all your alerts. We're going to keep it really, really simple. And to top it off, you get free signals. It comes inclusive with the $30 indicator. You got it looks like this. It'll have a logo up here, and it's a Telegram channel for all 4 of these exchanges. We'll run signals on Binance, Bitmart, Mexi, and now Coinbase signals are popping off on this thing. And they will show you on 15-minute, 1 hour, and 4-hour time frames when the top pivots are in, when the bottom pivots are in, and help you find the bottom pivots on coins so you can make a decision if you're going to HODLFIRE those coins or not. There will be a lot more 15-minute. Why? Because we have a huge community of scalpers out there, and they like to do a HODLFIRE while they're learning or while they're scalp trading at the same time. So they're making money. This is an income indicator, and it will also show you really strong buys. A strong buy or a strong sell means that the pivot came in at the same time as the seller, the buy tag. So those, a lot of people will take note of those, and those particular coins, they hop on them pretty quick. Just to let you know that it generates all of these things for you and gives you alerts. And you get this channel that runs 24/7. So you, whatever time you might want to be trading, you'll get it. So the HODLFIRE income, we believe you will find your freedom today. We want everybody to understand how to use it. We have some courses that we are generating in the future, coming up in the next couple months on the HODLFIRE. But if you do not have the HODLFIRE, you will find that please go in and get your free coupon. That's all I can say. Try it out for yourself and see if it isn't just on fire for you and your abundance levels on crypto and giving you more freedom. Thank you, John.
No, thank you. And yeah, for all the time and effort in terms of the coding, what do you say, 20+ pages of coding? That's a lot.
Yeah, it has 26 pages of coding.
Insane. Yeah. And it's been used and thoroughly tested, and we've got a couple of our members who are focusing on that alone, and they are doing phenomenally well. And it gives you the freedom to be able to scalp as well as follow some of those same trades. So for instance, I mean, I know FET is one of your favorites, but there are a number of coins like Acro. When Acro was running, people were scalping, but a couple of people were also doing HODLFIRE trades on that and getting some phenomenal results, whether they were trading on the 1 hour, the 4 hour, or thereabouts. So very, very cool, and a great option for freedom and that independence to be able to trade over a couple of days, couple of hours, scalp in between. There's some great options out there within Bitcoin Trader Forecasts, and obviously Hodlnots specifically. So thanks for that. And thank you, Vicky, for dropping in. Yeah.
I just said, you bet. We just want everybody to have the HODLFIRE because, when you have these really slow markets or sideways markets where we're all waiting for Bitcoin and all the altcoins to come to the party, and you can be using your HODLFIRE instead of sitting in front of your screen waiting for the 1 or 2 coins and scalp trading to go off. There's always a coin running to scalp trade, but a lot of people don't have the patience to sit around and wait for those coins. And the HODLFIRE gives you the freedom to go do whatever you need to do and still make money in the market, even in a slow one.
Absolutely. And it's all in the alerts, like Marcel often says, money is in the alerts. And funny enough, an alert I said yesterday for one of the football fan tokens, Santos, it's just chirped off in my ear. So yeah, their coins running. I definitely jump in. And yeah, let's get into the next segment. Be able to, sorry. What I was saying, there is the link there in the Zoom chat itself. For those of you who want to find out more about the HODLFIRE, there is the option for those of you who haven't trialed it yet. There is a 7-day free trial. Maybe we can have a look at that shortly. free bananas for sure. All right, so let's go have a look at that, Vix. I think it's up to you. We're going to be chatting about DeFi and looking at what it is, how it pertains to us, how we can get involved if you aren't involved already. Thanks, Vix.
I'm just going to share my screen. And another thing we often hear and might not know what it is DeFi. And DeFi is along this theme of freedom here. I'm just actually going to, sorry, I think that's it there. Yes. So DeFi is along the theme we have tonight. It's all about freedom. And I just wanted to show everyone or discuss with everyone a little bit more about what DeFi is, because you hear it a lot. Now, this is a very high level presentation. There's a lot of information about DeFi. In fact, Bitcoin Trend and Forecast has a lot of information about it, but I just wanted to make sure everyone kind of knew what it is. So what is DeFi? So DeFi is short for decentralized finance. And I also, in homage to the US, spelled it with a Z. So
very good.
Well, it's all about the US today, so let's spell it correctly as per the US. So it's short for decentralized finance, which is really at the moment, because decentralized finance is so varied, it's really just an umbrella term for peer-to-peer financial services, which are recorded on the blockchain or public distributed ledgers. And what that means is, instead of going through a centralized thing like a bank or just any entity, it's actually peer-to-peer. So you are trading, you are interacting with another person. You're not interacting with a big corporation with decentralized finance. Now, before it was decentralized finance, it was actually called open finance. So sometimes you might have heard it called open finance. And it was really conceived as a way to bring financial services, like all of these below, to people that normally wouldn't have access to them. So things like, a lot of people around the world don't have bank accounts. They can't apply for things. They don't have the ID to actually go in and open a bank account, or so they can't get a loan. They can't make purchases. So it was really conceived as a way for those people to do this. So it's things like I said, earn interest or borrow money or lend money, purchase insurance, trade, make purchases, and there's lots and lots of other things that decentralized finance has taken over as well. And like I said, it's peer-to-peer. So what it actually does is it cuts out the middleman. And the middleman in this instance is a bank or another financial institution. So no one controls DeFi as such. So when you are interacting with a DeFi system or a decentralized system, no one controls it. So it's controlled kind of like crypto is. We did a presentation a while back now about how Bitcoin blockchain works. So DeFi works a lot like that. It's when you do something on a decentralized platform, it goes out to the blockchain. There's a consensus. There's many, many ledgers around the world, and there's a consensus to say, yep, that transaction actually happened. So it's actually not controlled by one entity like a bank. It's controlled by many, many, many people around the world, making sure that that transaction was actually true. So it's peer-to-peer, and it's also decentralized. So no one controls it, and they have to have this consensus to make sure that everyone knows that this is actually happening. They write it onto a blockchain or a ledger, and it's there forever. So it works a lot like cryptocurrency does as well. The next thing I just wanted to show, so I just want to give you an example. Let's just say centralized. So you want to buy coffee. Now you walk into a shop, and you say, yes, I'd like a short black, flat white, whatever, and you give them your credit card, and you swipe it on a machine, and it goes to a bank or a financial institution. Now, the bank or whatever financial institution that is could actually say, no, you can't do that. And your money never gets to the coffee shop, because they're in control. It's centralized. So you're paying through a centralized system. They have control of everything, so they can actually stop it, pause it. Now, instead of that, decentralized means you're in the coffee shop down below. You give the money to the coffee shop, and they have it because you are transacting with them as a peer-to-peer. So there is no middleman. You are actually transacting with the person that you want, or people or entity that you want to transact with, and there's nothing in the middle. So a better example of that would be DEXs, so DEX, which is a decentralized exchange, versus CEXs, CEX, which is a centralized exchange. So for instance, a decentralized exchange is something like PancakeSwap. So PancakeSwap is actually peer-to-peer. So when you go onto PancakeSwap, you're actually interacting with other people also on PancakeSwap. You're not interacting with a thing. You're actually, if you want to swap these coins, someone is going to swap them with you. You're actually not asking an entity to do it for you, like, let's say, Binance or any centralized exchange. So when you're on Binance, Binance is the middleman. They control what happens on their own exchange. So you're actually not, as such, swapping with another person. You're swapping with a Binance-controlled something. So that's the difference between a decentralized exchange, or a DEX, and a centralized exchange, CEX. With the DEX, you're actually using what's called a DApp, decentralized application, to access the blockchain. So when you go on PancakeSwap, it's just kind of it's a graphical interface that is in front of the blockchain, and you're saying, I want to swap, and really what it's doing in the background is it's finding someone, it's writing to the blockchain, and your transaction's done. So there isn't a middleman. You're swapping directly with another person. So that's how we mostly interact with DeFi as traders, but there's many, many, many things, as I said on the first page. So the last thing is, now what are the benefits of decentralized finance? So one of the benefits is you don't need to apply or open anything. You just get access by creating a wallet. So you don't have to go into a bank and provide all your details. Now, obviously, this is getting stricter because some of the decentralized things are now asking you to KYC, but most of them still are not. So you don't really need to give your name, your email address, your personal information. So it's called synonymous. It's not called anonymous, because anonymous is they can never really find out who you are. Don't be fooled. With a decentralized exchange, even though you might only be having, a wallet address, they probably can find out who you are. So it's synonymous. You have a pseudonym, which is either your wallet address or an email address. So it's not your name, but it is something else. But it is a little bit of a benefit to the centralized exchanges, which give me your name, give me your license, give me a photo of you. So they actually want a lot more. So that is a little bit of a benefit still. They're more flexible. You can move your assets anytime you like, to wherever you like, without asking permission. So I know over here, if I go into a bank in Australia and I say, I'd like to take out money, they go, oh, what do you want to use it for? What are you using it for? They give it's the third degree. And sometimes they'll actually say no, even though it's your own money. And I'm sure that's happening in a lot of countries around the world. And it has happened to many countries around the world where they just freeze your assets. They freeze no, you can't take this out. So a decentralized finance is hopefully, let's just say, better than that. You can actually take your money out whenever you like and do whatever you like without the third degree. You're also not waiting for a long time. So, you try to move your money from a bank account to another bank account. Oh, it'll be 3 days and it'll be 6 days and they'll be blah. No, it is not like that with that. And you're also not paying a lot of fees. Some bank accounts charge you $50 to move something to something else. So it's a little bit cheaper as well. Now, also, decentralized finance platforms can be accessed by anyone with an internet connection. So this is not geographical, so they don't tend to block people. And as I said, there are a lot of people around the world that are bankless because they just cannot go to a bank. They have no ID. They don't have the required funds. They can't open a bank account, which means they can't transact the way they would want to. So hopefully this solves that as well. And the last thing is really everyone can see the transactions. So you can go on the blockchain and say, yep, that's what happened. You can read the blockchain. And a lot of private corporations don't make that information as readily available or as transparent as a decentralized one would do. So this is a really, really high level. It's really just, again, DeFi is decentralized finance. So no one owns it as such, or it's checked by the people, let's say. No one really can say no, unless you're doing something dodgy. And then the people that are validating the blockchain will go, no, that's not the right thing. But unless they do that, no one can kind of stop you from doing what you want to do. So again, lots and lots of different DeFi. This is only a very small portion, but one of the things, like I said, for us as traders, we come across that a lot, pancake swap versus something like Binance, where it's a little bit less controlled. So I just wanted to give everyone just a little taste of what DeFi is, because you hear about it a lot. And if you'd like to know more, Bitcoin Trend and Forecast does have interesting information on DeFi. So that's what I wanted to do, John.
That's beautiful. Thank you for it. Is more of a high level explanation, but I think in the time that we have for this, I mean, we can definitely touch on more in the future. How does DeFi pertain to Bitcoin Trend and Forecast directly, though, Vix?
Yeah, well, we have one giant DeFi called BTAP token.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So BTAP token is a DeFi solution because you can use it to pay for products and services on Bitcoin Trend and Forecast. So again, we're not controlling it. You can use it how you want. You can pay. It's fast. It's secure, and that is exactly what Bitcoin BTAP token is. So that's how we represent DeFi.
Absolutely. And just a slight segue and a plug ahead of tomorrow at 9 a.m. UTC is our monthly BTAP token AMA. We're going to be chatting all around the applications of that. We'll be chatting about a few other things as well. But it is, like you're saying, it is a global DeFi payment solution and built on the Binance chain. So it's fast. It's very, very fast. And obviously available on PancakeSwap as well. But we do have it listed on Bitmart. And yeah, keep your eyes peeled. Important things to note regarding tomorrow's AMA. Yeah, thanks, Fix. It was beautiful. DeFi definitely is the way to go. Speaking about, well, there are a few more things. We know that time is a little running out here, but we've got two things for those of you who are American. We'd love to announce something. Vix, I think we can do it. Yeah, might as well do it now before we get into the last little bit of nitty gritty. We don't want any of our American friends to fall off the call heading over to DTM shortly. So over to you again.
Oh, okay. So the reason we asked at the beginning, or John asked, that who was American in here is because we have a little prize just for being American, because we thought we'd celebrate the 4th of July. So for every USA person, let's just say not American, USA person on the call, you are all going to get 25 BTAP tokens.
Woohoo!
Yeah! Woohoo! So I have taken a screenshot of everyone that is here. So if you can put in the Q&A, hi, I'm from the US, and we'll take all those names down. But to claim them, please create a support ticket, Richard. Please create a support ticket in your Bitcoin Trend and Forecast account saying, I'm from the US and I won some BTAP tokens on the 4H call, and we will get those over to you. And you also have to supply your Binance Smart Chain wallet address so we can give them to you.
Absolutely.
So we have a few from the US.
So if Richard put down 3 times USA, does he get 3 times the 25 tokens? He's a pretty smart one.
He's always thinking, isn't he, Richard?
Mm-hmm. Well, you're the boss, Wendy, so you can kind of decide. But yeah, sure, why not?
I think it's pretty darn clever myself. Now watch everybody start going USA.
Dancing along the way for sure. So
freedom of thought.
Absolutely. It's all about freedom of everything, is it not? The right to freedom. So yeah, we've got a few that have popped in and then told us where they are in the States. So thank you for that. What we'd like to do very quickly in the last few minutes is 2 things. Is quickly remind everybody, for those of you who have not done the Hodlnots scalp trading and foundational course in 16 days time, that would be Friday the 19th of July, our next course starts. Vicky will drop the link in shortly. If you'd like to find out more about how you too, like Marcel's been showing us with the den percentages and updates, how you too can also learn how to scalp trade, but also learn the foundational elements of understanding how the timeframes work together, as well as all the indicators, and being able to apply that to higher timeframe trading. And that will definitely do you justice as well once you start to trade more with the HODLFIRE as well. It gives you much greater insight and depth into the timeframes and how they work together, and really truly utilize the HODLFIRE. But again, you can use the HODLFIRE just as is. It comes with a 200 MA, and there are some great instructions. Go check out both of those links. Thanks, Fix, in the store. There's some nice descriptions, been recently updated. Have a look at that, and there are some videos and content as well to read. So bear in mind, Friday, the 19th of July, that is when the next Hodlnots scalp trading course starts, for those of you who haven't done it. And for those of you Hodlnots on the call, there is exciting news coming up in the next day or two. Keep an eye out. We're going to be running a competition just for the Hodlnots over in the lodge. So keep an eye out for that, with some really great prizes. Yeah, you definitely don't want to miss out on that. Cool. Pleasure, Rick, and everybody else. Then one last thing, I thought we quickly just have a look at Coinbase. This is going to lead into a much longer, in-depth exploration of this. As Wendy has mentioned, we now have, for both the BB Rider and the HODLFIRE, we have signals coming out from Coinbase. Now, if you guys would like to, just quickly in the Q&A, those of you who have access to Coinbase, just pop it in there to say, yes, I do, or something I'm trading or looking to trade on. Please let us know, just so we can get a rough idea from those on the call live. We'll also pop this question, I'm sure, in the lodge to find out for those of you who have access to Coinbase or are looking at it. Cool, Rick's got it. Let's see who else has got it. In the meantime, let's have a quick look at what Coinbase looks like. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, you guys can all see it on. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Thanks. Cool. So I've KYC'd into it, and being here in South Africa, there were one or two interesting things that I did observe. The KYCing, you can't access Coinbase.com like you would normally with Binance or Mexi or Bitmart without signing in. You actually have to be able to just pop in, and you have to go through the KYC hoops. Let's put it mildly. There are a few things you have to do, and that is, submit some sort of copy of an ID. Then you also have to supply a form of proof of address with your details, and so they can verify. And it takes a little bit of time. And once you get in there, once you jump through the hoops, you land up with this. So it is quite a lot simpler in terms of layout, and a couple other things. Let me just quickly switch over to the light side, just because I know someone's going to say something. And this is what they call the Coinbase Lite. And it's not just because it's a lighter color, but it's a very simple layout in terms of what you see here. See that there are a couple of things at the moment. So, and you can see this might be according to your country. So here in South Africa, apparently that currently doesn't support selling at the moment in South Africa. But here it's very simple. It's a simple buy, simple sell, send and receive. It's not like you'd have to go into your wallet on Bitmart or Mexi or Binance, whatever it is, and then go there. You literally just click on that, and it's fairly plug and play. In terms of the rest of the layout, and this is just for the light version of things, is that this would be the homepage, of course. This is where your wallet would be. And the one thing with Coinbase is that it does pop open separate pages and separate tabs for most of these clickables. So I'll get into that shortly. Perpetuals we'll stay away from. This is like your staking side of things. There is a more option. These are advanced trades, which I'm going to get to shortly. This is what is known as the old Coinbase Pro. It's now called Coinbase Advanced Trading. So that's what this is. He has dApps, or decentralized applications, like Vicky was mentioning in her short segment, and then the whole verification process as well. In terms of here, you have a few things for individuals versus businesses. These all open up separately, and I'll go through some of these now. But yeah, quite a simple layout on the Binance Lite side of, sorry, not Binance Lite, the Coinbase Lite. This is what you would see then in terms of what you're all used to, right? Trading View, whether it be the Trading View itself as a standalone, or Trading View widget or plugin within Binance or Mexi or Bitmart as well. And this is where you get to see that Trading View chart within. Now, again, a few limitations around. You do have the price chart, you have the depth as well, and you can't actually change, as far as I've seen, and I've explored this a fair bit, you can't change the layout. Like, for instance, on Binance, you would have a classic view versus an advanced or full screen, and Bitmart and the variations, you have one kind of layout, and yeah, you would have the trade history, and it gets quite a bit busy. But as we look through this, and we're going to go through more of this in detail on some of our next calls, you can, as per usual, add the indicators, but you can't have a couple of favorites in terms of your timeframes, or your favorites in terms of the indicators. You do have Heiken Ashi candles, which is weirdly blurred out there. I'll show you what it looks like. There it is. So yeah, a few little interesting things, but the great news is that you can still buy and sell, much like we normally would, whether you're in scalping as a hodlnot, where you limit buy, or maybe some of you used to market buying or market selling. But there are a couple of really great options here. A few other little interesting buttons and options as well. So Marcel touched on it in the last episode, a little bit more about makers and takers, and then as well a few of these other options too. So I just want to quickly delve into, as we start to get towards the end of this call, and we will carry on with Coinbase in the next one, are some of these pop-outs that I was mentioning in terms of your account, and a couple of things. So let's have a look at the security side of things. So this is actually your account. So I popped out the account side, which is that one there. It pops up in a new thing, goes into your profile. Now, profile has your address, and this is where that information, as a centralized exchange or like a bank would have your address, would have your email, might even have your telephone number. Security, you can even pull up your statements for the last while. So if you need to do tax, you want to keep track of a few things, your logins and everything else. So there are a few interesting things and a few quite simplified aspects to this as well. Things that I obviously need to update and upgrade. I need to apply my 2FAs. A couple of things you can link as well. In terms of orders and fees, and this is the last thing we're going to touch on, and it's quite different. Have a look here, ladies and gents. So now, Binance, if you have the BNB feature enabled, like Marcel showed 2 weeks back, where you can save 25% on those fees, and same with KuCoin, and the same with Bitmart as well, and MAXC, you can save some of the fees. And we've seen in Bitmart, they have 3 different classes of coins, and they will be well, at least have 3 different fees associated, depending on whether it's class A, B, or C. Here, it's slightly different. And this talks about the kind of fees that you're going to be paying, depending on a 30-day volume or your assets that you're holding. So it's quite different from what we've seen on those other exchanges. So something to bear in mind. There are a couple of pairs, and I think there are 22 of them, where you don't pay any fees at all. And that's something we can look into as well. And this is where it talks about these stable pairs. Nothing too major. This is more to do with fiat pairing, and obviously the USDC stablecoin, which is Coinbase's specific one. So that's something to bear in mind. You don't pay any fees. So if you're trading some of the fiat pairs, that is important. What I do want to show and point out here very briefly, again, their stablecoin is the USDC. We have seen TUSD and FDUSD and a couple of others. Obviously, Binance had the BUSD. This is their version. And if you go and have a look at the different coin pairings with the USDC, there's quite a lot. And it's very exciting actually to be able to see that. If you are wanting to fund your account, you're going to have to buy some USDC on Binance and send that across. You can't send USDT. All right. Oh, well, not for South Africans, or not for me at least. I had to convert some of my USDT into USDC and send it across. So that's those pairings there. They do have some of the new coins, and these coins that have launched in the last couple of days. And then there is a USDT option. But if you click on this, what's going to happen, and this is specifically either for South Africa currently, or it's something that Coinbase itself is slowly rolling out, is that you can view the charts. You can actually have a look and see what kind of liquidity is going, but you can't actually trade. Well, I can't trade at the moment. So there are quite a few little limitations around Coinbase, but there are a couple of really great extra options. Cool. So we see, yeah, most of the Americans have access. Thank you, guys and girls, for popping that in the FAQ section, letting us, the FAQ, the Q&A section down below. So this is something definitely we're going to be exploring more, not only here on Hodlnots Happy Hour Hangout, but as potential option for the course going forward for our large and community members, like Wendy's been doing with the HODLFIRE and the BB Rider. So thanks for that, Wayne.
Absolutely. It's a great weekend ahead for everybody in USA. So happy 4th of July, everybody.
Yeah.
And enjoy your freedom today while we all have it.
Absolutely. Most of us luckily live in the free world, but if not, I mean, it is a struggle. You know that 2 billion people this year alone in 2024, 2 billion people are voting democratically. I mean, how's that for freedom? I mean, that's not bad, just in this year alone. But yeah, we have crypto, and I know there are certain legislative and regulatory limitations for some exchanges for some of you, but there are options. And here at Hodlnots, we're always trying to find those options for all of you so that you can have that independence and that freedom. I mean, why else? We're in the crypto industry. So yeah, on that note, again, congrats to America and Canada, belated happy Dominion Day or Freedom Day. But for all of you being on the call, thanks for joining us. Hopefully you learned something. So Vicky, thank you for teaching, sharing some of that as well. Much appreciated.
Absolutely. And everybody take a piece of that apple pie on your way out the door. Okay? So it just looks too pretty not to share it with everybody.
Absolutely. But yeah, Marcel, thanks for the updates. And yeah, we're looking forward to seeing a whole bunch of new attendees. Canada's joining our course in just over 2 weeks, so that's exciting. And that'll actually, our next Hodlnots Happy Hour Hangout session will be just before that course. So we're looking forward to touch base with all of you. We'll delve more into Coinbase and bring you some more great information. But until next time, thanks everybody.
Thank you, John.
Bye.